Good morning, guys. Today, June 17th, we're 2026. We're around 6:52 in the morning. Today, I extended the regular slope from the crossing of this day separator and this inflection point back to this day separator from yesterday around 2 o'clock. And it actually hits the day separator where price is also located. For me, this was a good indicator that this line would actually be ruling today, you could say. So, and with our usual slope and then also drawing in our rectangles, we kind of get an overview of where we are currently. So this lower barrier was kind of pushed through by price. I'm still thinking that we're going up. Why? So I did take a bit of extra time today to also draw in these, you could say, these price time flow lines, okay, these price time paths. And as you can see, we don't have strong volatility as of now, which is okay. That doesn't have to mean much. So this is the 1x price time moving, and this is the half x, meaning it's just half speed, okay? So 1 unit of time and then half a unit of price. That's what it means. So, and as you can see, the bullish movement is, this half x bullish line, price is still above it. Okay, so when the bearish line, price is actually moving away from it. So this is for me kind of a second indicator that I think bullish price movement is probably stronger than bearish price movement at this time. If we're looking at our daily range, so this is the circle that marks our daily range, the top, the bottom, and the center. We're still currently hovering around the center. So, and this is actually, this would be a good point to look at, to say, well, the market will need to make a decision, either up or down, or basically a setup. Yeah? So I think there's two possible likely scenarios. One of them will be, we will basically just hover around this line, kind of push through and kind of try what's going on below this half x bullish price time line. That's one scenario, and then basically pushing up and up as far as our line right here. I mean, it sounds a bit far-fetched maybe in terms of volatility, but I think it could be a definite possibility. The other possibility could be that price will kind of explore the bottom of this rectangle here, and then at the same time the basically retest the half x bearish price time flow path, yeah? And then move up, because we have to consider that these rectangles, this time I didn't draw them in marking the price levels. So basically from this and then using these price levels to draw in these rectangles. This time I actually used the crossing of the inflection lines with the time separators. Okay, so, and I'm hoping that we're getting good results today. The other thing I was experimenting with, I was away for 2 days, first personal business and then professional business. But what I was actually experimenting was doing some measurements. So there is these magical ratios, such as the Fibonacci ratios. So it's basically square root of 2, square root of 3, square root of 5. These are important ratios to look at in the market. Maybe I'll make some video about it someday. And if we're basically looking at the radius of this circle, then multiply it by 2. So we get the diameter of the circle and multiply that by, for example, square root of 2. We get this length. Okay, and that gives us a time marker, you could say. So the time marker I'm looking at today is around 8 o'clock. Okay, because the time marker says 7:58. I think 8 o'clock is definitely a time to look at. So this time, for my taste, would be still a bit too early to take the entry. So I'm basically waiting for price to draw bearish a bit more. The question is how much. I'm thinking that it will actually just retest this line around 8, and that will be the signal to get in the market long, surely. And then we will see probably a touching of this 1x price path right there. All right, I'll see you guys in a bit. All right, everyone, so back with an update. Cool. If you've been paying attention, maybe to the clock, you can see that we're actually on June 18th now, in the morning, 6:49. That is actually due to the fact that we had a FOMC rate decision or some meeting yesterday, which could have caused some volatility, and it actually did. So I decided to wait until the next morning, especially since I had a busy schedule yesterday evening. So let's just look at the market and see how it turned out. Our initial thought that was that the markets would definitely go up. And so we drew these price time paths onto our chart, in the hopes that we would get some indication of where the market would go. And also here we can see that the bullish paths are actually more in a place that would make you assume that the market would go up, so would be bearish. And so price action is still above these lines and not below these bearish lines. So this was kind of the logic we were following. Right here we had some, let's call it, I don't know, line creep, or price action following these other slopes. So we basically again draw these slopes from these time separators crossing these inflection lines, and then price action strongly responds to that. Here we're also at the center of our daily range, and things were kind of moving together for me. So they were kind of consolidating at this point, meaning that we had price action sitting on this half speed price time path, sitting at the half of our daily range. So this, I thought, could be a good point for taking a long entry, expecting that the market would go bullish, definitely. Okay. That turned out to be false. I got rejected, and I don't think that I had this guide drawn onto the chart yet. So I drew that on, and I saw this motion happening. So I was thinking, well, cool. Then we're gonna probably have just some pullback here, a recheck, a retest, and then our bullish move. The other thing that I used, I basically drew up this circle, and the information that I used for drawing that circle was the center point being price action touching the price time path for the first time. That was the center of my circle, and then the radius pulled to the point where price was leaving this this line creep. Okay. And then just draw a circle from that. But you can see there's actually a larger circle, and that other circle, for that other circle, I actually did, or applied the same principle. And for that, I used this line creep right here, where I drew this box around it. And there I also took the end of the line creep, where you can see that price is distancing itself from this line. So it's basically jumping off. And I drew it all the way to this top there. And when I then zoom in, I can see that these two circles meet right at this point. So again, things were consolidating. Price was moving back sharply to this price time, or to this slope vector or slope guide, you could say. And these circles were crossing. I also had a slope up. So this was a major consolidation point for me, and for me a major reason to just get into the market long, as we were expecting the market to go long still. Even though we had already dropped in limbo in terms of our price time paths. And I will explain what I mean. So these two price time paths are pointing down, and these two price time paths are pointing up. So this zone right here in the middle, okay? So from here to here, and also this zone is kind of limbo. So we don't have any information in terms of direction. So we have no clear direction. It could be that price is, of course, testing a certain zone that it doesn't actually want to go in the long term, and it's just testing it. So, and this was also kind of my assumption, that price was simply just testing this zone, and then it should just go up, basically. Yeah. So from here, just go up, maybe kind of follow this price time path right there. So from the top, and then just retesting it multiple times a day, maybe until the news event, and then the market would take off. And this, to my surprise, this didn't work. So price did go up, and it also went up along this circle, which were all positive indicators for me, you could say. And then this happened. So I was kind of surprised, as you can see by the question mark. What is happening here? What is this, and why? Especially why? And I was thinking, well, this could have been a second test. So kind of retesting this point, maybe just confusing the market a little bit on whether to get in or not, whether we're long or not, kind of a whipsaw situation, you could call it. And this led me to take a second position, of course, a very small position, because this is also kind of not a very rational point to take a decision. So I decided to take a small one there too, in the hopes that price would simply just move according to plan. This didn't happen, and we moved even further back to this line. And similar to here, I thought, well, there's an FOMC meeting, so in the off chance that price did maybe retest a bit further, I decided to again take another long trade, because we were still long, even though we were, in terms of our price time paths, we were definitely in limbo. We had already seen our moment of truth here, basically the change in the market, you could say, and then we had the strong rejection, so we were kind of in the not quite sure. But we still decided to go long. And then I figured, okay, well, now I can see it. So it was just simply looking for the bottom of this geometric structure. I didn't think of taking another trade here. I was just thinking, well, great, we took an amazing position. And this is really gonna haul in some big wins for the day. It did some, walking along this geometric shape, which even gave me more self-confidence. And then this happened. So it took out our trade, and that's the point where I said, okay, enough is enough. We're about 1.5% down. So this is really the point where I don't want to actually get back into the market. I drew up this slope vector and I saw, well, okay, so there's actually line creep on this slope vector, which could probably mean could be going down, but still not sure, as we're still above this slope guide right there. And also we're seeing this strong reversal in the market. I didn't have FOMO that much. I said, well, I'm just gonna accept it. This was also then early in the afternoon. And I figured, oh, okay, I'm just gonna let the market run. And I had a busy schedule anyway, starting in the afternoon. So I figured I'm just gonna, again, let the market run and see where we stand maybe this evening, for then to report to you on the next day. And this is all stuff that I drew in this morning. Yeah, so this box where we were actually creeping against the bottom of our daily range. Okay, so this is also the bottom of our daily range. So again, a lot of things consolidating here and a lot of things pointing to the market's going long, the market's going long, the market's going long. Price action kind of reflecting that, dropping back, dropping below the geometric shape, without much drama even, okay? So dropping through, small retest, boom. And especially when, I guess when you're looking at this, like cashing in on this FOMC event, this would have probably been all the information you need. Then we have again another indicator or another signal saying, okay, we're really going down, like we're testing this. But this could have also meant, okay, well, I'm retesting this one last time. I'm retesting this one last time before going up. Yeah. This could have also just meant that. So, and that's why this is so hard to navigate, so incredibly hard to navigate. Then we see price creeping along the bottom of our daily range, and then price clearly breaking through both of these lines, kind of retesting, well, this inflection line. Also here, maybe it's hard to see because of this rectangular shape, but also here price was retesting this inflection line, and then from this inflection line, boom, we got this very strong price action down. Then we just had to wait until it hit the inflection line or these two, and we could have maybe gotten in with a short trade. No? But even here, it's also a matter or a question of how risk hungry am I? How willing am I to take a risk? Because this could have also just been the end of it. And there's many examples of days where you just have like one big candle, and then you just have noise after that. So that's so you could say like one big candle, and that's then the end of it. So getting into the market then is useless too. Okay, so then coming back to the question, well, then what would have been a good entry then? What would have been a good entry? And I guess the question is very, very hard to answer. And I really feel bad because I'm on this channel and I want to give you guys my view on the market and kind of the results that I'm getting. And for me, it's a top priority not to waste your time in any way, shape or form. And these are those moments or those days where I really start doubting the fact of, should I put my thoughts and my information out there or not? Or am I just really wasting your time? So again, back to the question, where should I have gotten in? Maybe if, at that point where price did move below this this price time path, that could have been a point where you're saying, okay, well, we're going to go down. But as you can see, the market is, then shifting up. So it is, then retesting the possibility of maybe going long or maybe turning bullish. and then it breaks the geometrical structure. So I would say the point where we could have gotten in would have probably been this point right there. I think this would have been the wisest entry, but this is only wisdom in hindsight. On the day itself, I would have been very, very skeptical, and this would have been extremely hard. Okay. So again, guys, we took a bit of a loss, about 1.5%. Again, we couldn't make a win on this one. Again, also in hindsight, maybe this would have been a good position to take a short trade, maybe even a small one. Just considering the option that we, just entertaining the idea we might be going down. Even this could be whipsaw, we could be sacrificing this position. But on the other hand, especially when we're getting some FOMC event in the evening, taking a small position here could really work at our advantage. As it turned out to, this yesterday's situation would have actually been such a situation, would have actually been really, really awesome. I mean, look at this price action and then again going down, again going down, going down, going down. So the main problem that I'm still having, I guess, is with direction. So there's no clear indicator for me still, like no mathematical indicator that I have in my toolbox that I can utilize and say, this is a very clear signal for me that we're taking one direction or the other. Currently, I'm playing with the idea that this line creep that we have here, so this creep along these slope vectors, I think this is the strongest direction indicator at this point that we have. This alongside with the price time paths for sure. And whenever we see price time kind of break this line creep, this basically for me just means retracement. So building up tension for taking a move. In this case, we had though line creep on another line here. And that could have been an indication of, well, maybe we would have a change of direction. But then again, this line creep is so much longer and so much bigger than this small chunk right here. Yeah? So, just hard to say, and I really want to take the effort. I mean, I have been for the last few years, I think, not just to make a map of the world in terms of geometry, so kind of knowing where we are, knowing what the structure is and how price time moves within that structure. That's one of our targets for sure. But we want to answer or be able to answer these hard questions. Questions like, what direction will price take? Will it be long, or will it be bullish? Will it be bearish? And then also pinpointing these actual moments where where the market will actually take these final decisions and take a clear direction. These are actually the two questions that we're trying to answer with our method, and that we can't at this moment. So what we can do is we can make a map of the world, kind of give context to the data that we get from the market. So the data being the price time information. So what happens to price in time? And the geometrical structure really gives us a context to that data to actually provide us with information. But then still we kind of need to develop the mathematical tool set or tool chain to actually lead to us making the proper decisions in the end. And currently, as you can see, we're still making wrong decisions because we're making wrong assumptions based on the contextualized data. So based on the information that we built using the geometry. Okay. I hope, even though we didn't get good results today, and we had this amazing opportunity for making profit, and we couldn't actually use this opportunity in our advantage. Even though we couldn't, I hope that you still really enjoyed this content. Please leave us a comment. We would really appreciate it. Just your thoughts and your feedback on our methods. If you think this could be helpful for your trading, just reach out to us. Tell us what you think. Let us know if you want to participate maybe in our project. And as always, guys, don't give up. Keep trying, keep searching for the truth, and I hope to see you on the next one.